I'm Nicole Mansky in Indianapolis, and this beautiful building is the home of the NCAA. Each year since 1988, the association has awarded the Walter Byers Postgraduate Scholarship. It's named for the NCAA's original executive director, and it is their highest academic honor. Dane Todd of Nebraska and Kingsbury of Washington and Lee will each receive a $21,500 postgraduate scholarship, and believe me, they have earned it.
This Beyond the Athlete feature is brought to you by Coca-Cola Zero.
They play very different sports. On the tennis court, it's one-on-one. On the football field, it's 11-on-11. They play at two very different universities. One on the Great Plains of the Midwest, Division I football in front of 80,000 football-crazed Cornhusker fans. The other in the Great Valley of Virginia, Division III tennis, in front of dozens of family and friends. But for all of their differences, the NCAA has honored Kingsbury and Dane Todd because of what they share: brilliance and dedication in the classroom, a commitment to their team on the athletic field.
My major is psychology. My grade point average is 3.99. I'm going to grad school at the University of Connecticut for educational psychology, and I'll be pursuing my doctorate there.
Katie is most impressive because of her gentle but penetrating intellect. She never attempts to bowl over anyone or to intimidate anyone in the way she expresses herself, but she always asks incisive questions and has penetrating comments to make about any topic that's being discussed in a classroom.
Dane graduated from Nebraska with a perfect 4.0 GPA in biological sciences. If you were ever going to have somebody show up at your doorstep to ask your daughter out, he would be the guy you would want. He's an outstanding student. He's an outstanding person. He's been involved in the community. He's talented in many different ways, and he knows exactly what he wants to do. I look back at his transcript, and he had more A+ on his transcript than he had A's. He's been accepted at the University of Nebraska Medical Center and Emory University, and he's won every academic honor you could win.
You know, it was tough at times to find enough time in the day to get everything in that you wanted to do. But learning how to prioritize was one of the very first things I had to do when I got to campus.
I bought a planner for the first time my freshman year and have used it ever since. You really have to mark out the hours. When am I going to study? When am I going to go to class? When can I hang out with friends? When do I need to be on the court? Just learning to balance those things, and that's one way that I see academics and athletics merging.
During Katie's junior year, she came to me and told me that she had selected some advanced classwork to take, some things that she needed to take that would be very time demanding. We talked about the priorities and setting the priorities, and we both agreed that it was more important that she set her academic endeavors as her priorities. It takes a really special person to move from a starting position and to be able to graciously accept the role of a non-starter and to contribute to the team. Katie was amazing.
It's been a humbling experience to see that there's more to being on a team than just ranking up the points and winning the matches. You want to be there as a role model, as a mentor, as a friend, as a supporter, giving them advice if they want it, if they need it, bringing them their water bottles. I mean, the smallest things really make a difference, I think, and that's what I see my role as, is learning to support my teammates where they need it.
Playing fullback, we don't look for the recognition. It's the greatest pride we can have is watching our guys go untouched through a hole. And I have more fun watching those guys run and excel during games and get the accolades knowing that I was a part of that. There were times when I was overmatched. There were times when there were people who were bigger, stronger, and faster than I was. But I had 5 years to get to their level. And if I spent every day working at it, eventually I'd get there. And same thing academically, if I spent enough time plugging away and studying and learning concepts, eventually I'd be able to teach it myself. There's so few people who actually make it in athletics, make any sort of a living doing it. I had no choice but to do my best every time I walked in the classroom, and I couldn't just put football up on a pedestal and say that's who I am. I wanted to be a student first and then an athlete second.
She represents everything that I think the NCAA wants in the Byers honor. She is a student, she's a great student athlete, she's a tremendous person. We know that we can count on Katie to represent the institution as well as anybody nationwide, and we're so proud of everything she's done.
Congratulations to both Katie and Dane, and good luck with your postgraduate studies. On campus, we'll be right back with a look at UCLA and their 100 NCAA team titles.